Hello beautiful people. So this is just a video of like my first year living in Auckland, and it's just some experiences that I've gone through and something that I find different from living in Penang. So yeah, here we go. Number one thing that I find very different is that there is a lot less activities here. It's a lot quieter than when I'm in Penang. Everything closes down at about 9. If it's winter, it's gonna close down even earlier. So yeah, I think everything's just so quiet. And okay, there are some times when you can hear like some people shouting, especially when you're in the city. But if you're not in the city, if you're living in a suburb, it's actually really quiet and there's no activities, there's nothing much to do in a sense. So yeah, I think that's something that I find really different from Penang. Whereas in Penang, you have mamaks from what, 3 a.m. Yeah, and then you have a lot of activities to do at night. So the nightlife is a bit different, I guess. Yeah. Number 2, the accent is a bit tough to understand at first. So for example, here is a link to the New Zealand anti-drink driving commercial. Yeah, just watch it and you'll totally understand what I mean by it's a bit tough to understand at first. I sometimes still struggle. Number 3, everything here in Auckland is quite expensive. I haven't been to other places long enough to know the difference of how much I spend, but in Auckland, expensive. The food is expensive, the rent is expensive, the clothes is expensive. Even when there's sale, there is like no difference. Or maybe because I'm comparing it to Malaysia where I can get it cheaper. So yeah, it's expensive all around, just expensive. Number 4, talking about food, there's actually a lot of Malaysian food in Auckland. There's Uncle Man's, which is just down the street. There is Papa Rich. There is Angie's Kitchen, which is just right down this apartment. There is Mama, which I haven't tried yet. There is Sri Pinang. There is Chef Rasa Sayang in North Shore. That's 6 in like a close 20 minutes, 30 minutes drive. So there's a ton of Malaysian food here in Auckland. But other than that, there are plenty of kebabs, fried chicken stalls, Asian food. There's a lot of Asian food here. So yeah, if you're into Asian food, here's a good place to get Asian food. I haven't really found like a specific New Zealand food, or maybe I haven't tried it yet. The food here is okay. It's a bit expensive when it comes to it, so it's always good to cook by yourself, I guess. I think that's why there isn't really a New Zealand kind of food. I'm not sure. But if you know anything that is made in New Zealand, tell me in the comments below or somewhere. Just tell me. I want to try it. I think it would be interesting. Number 5. The people here are actually really friendly. They're very nice. They're generally very pleasant to be with. They like to chill a lot. There are definitely issues with the community, which I won't talk about it right now. No neighborhood is perfect. Every community definitely has their own whole set of problems. Generally, everyone here is really friendly. Everyone here is really nice. Number 6. Getting work here as an international student is actually very tough, I would say. You need like a driver's license most of the time, maybe an extra language. Yeah, it's a bit tough. I'd say they treat people differently than citizens or PRs. But I absolutely understand, because even as a country, you would want to give the best to your citizens or to your PRs first, than to give to international students or people from out of your country, because you just want to protect the people in your country. So I totally understand why it's slightly tougher for me as an international student to get work. Even if I'm in Malaysia, I would absolutely understand why it's easier for me to get work than someone from a different country. Number 7. The land here is huge, so you don't get to see a lot of tall buildings except if you're in the city. So you have like apartments, skyscrapers and things like that only in the city. But when you're out of the city, if you're in a suburb, you don't get to see a lot of these buildings, which I think is good, because I assume why they don't really have tall buildings is because number 1, I mean, if a lot of land just develop everywhere, you know. Number 2, it's because they might want to preserve the green scenery. So I absolutely understand it's really beautiful here. So you don't want to destroy something that is really beautiful by building something way up high, you know. Number 8, the breeze is actually really cooling compared to Penang, where it's hot and humid, and when the wind blows, you're getting like a hot air just slam into your face. But over here it's a lot more cooling. When the sun shines on you, you don't feel that heat. Yeah, okay, I might sound a bit crazy, but it's just because I'm from Penang, where everything's just so hot, it makes a difference. Number 9, the rain here is terrible. Terrible. I had an umbrella, doesn't work. Not at all. Oh no. Terrible rain. Okay, in Penang, rain drops downwards, like vertically, whereas over here, because of the wind, it goes like this, so you just get drenched. I remember walking to my business class like early in the morning. It was at 8 AM, and literally because the rain was just hitting me, when I went to class, when I reached class, the front of me is just fully wet, even though I had an umbrella, and the back of me was dry. Like, the back of my pants, the back of my shirt and everything was dry, but the front of me, drenched. So, I hate the rain here. Absolutely, absolutely, disgustingly hate it. Hate. Number 10. This is something I find very interesting about Auckland, or maybe just in New Zealand in general, is that there are spiders in car mirrors, like the side mirrors, which is so rare. I've never seen anything like that. It freaked me out at first. I was like, what is that thing on your mirror? Why don't you just clear it? Then my friend was like, oh, it happens. It's because it's too cold in winter, so they actually hide inside your car mirrors and they spin spider webs, and it blocks your car mirrors to a certain extent. So I don't know how they drive here, but it's interesting. Number 11. This is something that it's, for me, a bit weird. It's, you don't get to choose where to sit in the cinema. So what happens in Penang to watch a movie, it's you go to the counter, you ask for the specific movie and specific time, and just ask to look at the seating charts, and you're able to choose where to sit. And like, you can divide, if you have a group of 3 people and there's no space for 3, you can split it into 2 and 1. But coming here to New Zealand, you don't get that choice at all. You just go to the counter, say what movie and what time, and they'll just give you the ticket straight away. And you don't even know how far in front or how many people will be sitting. Generally, I think the rule is they'll give you the middle seats, they just go all the way in front. So, I don't know, it's something that annoys me a little bit. So overall, New Zealand is a really beautiful country. Auckland is a busy place to stay in. It's some sort like Kuala Lumpur, but like not really in a sense. So it's a very, very nice place to stay in. Everything is accessible if you're in the city, and it's quite quiet if you go to the suburbs, but in the city it can be a little bit rowdy. Yeah, so Auckland is an okay place to stay in, I guess. It has what you need, but it still lacks the nightlife, and maybe that's something that the government is looking at it, maybe to improve. So yeah, but Auckland is an okay place to stay in. So hope you like my first year review living in Auckland, and I'll see you next time.